In a year flooded with altcoin experiments, one silent contender might outpace them all. It is called IXO, and almost no one is talking about it. But they will, because IXO is not just another blockchain project with vague ambitions. It is a protocol with a purpose, and that purpose aligns perfectly with the future of finance, data, and social capital in the real world. This is Crypto Wayfarer, and today we are diving deep into one of the most overlooked altcoins of 2025. Let us start with the macro context. It is mid-2025. The crypto market is reawakening after the turbulence of 2022 and 2023. Bitcoin spot exchange-traded funds have opened the gates to trillions in traditional capital. Ethereum has stabilized its transition to proof of stake. Major Layer 2 ecosystems are maturing, and altcoins are rotating based on real utility. The speculative era is fading. Utility, not hype, is now the currency of credibility. In this new cycle, institutional investors are not chasing meme coins. They are scanning for asymmetric bets with fundamentals. And IXO fits this mold almost perfectly. But what exactly is IXO? IXO stands for the Internet of Impact. It is a blockchain protocol built on the Cosmos software development kit. It is designed for a world where impact data matters more than price data. Think of carbon credits, social impact bonds, environmental metrics, and decentralized science. IXO aims to provide the infrastructure to validate, verify, and tokenize these types of data. Not only that, but it builds a trusted ecosystem where verified claims can be converted into on-chain digital assets. This changes everything, because suddenly, value is not just measured in dollars or tokens, it is measured in outcomes. In the success of reforestation projects, in the progress of education programs, in the accuracy of climate action, and the IXO protocol is what makes this measurable. Now you might be thinking, this sounds idealistic, maybe even too ambitious, but this is where the story takes a sharp turn. Unlike most impact-focused chains, IXO is already integrated with real initiatives. Back in 2023, it partnered with projects like Region Network and organizations aligned with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. In 2024, IXO expanded its use cases across Africa and Latin America to validate agricultural outputs, clean energy projects, and microfinance performance. And in 2025, IXO is quietly underpinning a wave of next-generation environmental, social, and governance infrastructure, just as governments and corporations are under increasing pressure to prove real impact. That brings us to the smart money. Is anyone actually betting on IXO? The answer is yes. IXO received early funding from several Cosmos-aligned venture groups. In 2021 and 2022, it secured support from the Interchain Foundation and several impact-oriented funds in Europe. It has also been a recipient of multiple grants focused on decentralized identity and climate finance. While it did not raise $1 billion treasury like some Layer 1 chains, what stands out is who backed them. Impact investors with long-time horizons. And that is a different kind of smart money. These are not the funds looking to exit quickly after token launch. They are building portfolios aligned with sustainable development and tokenized environmental, social, and governance data. Developer activity has also increased. Since late 2024, IXO has seen a steady rise in GitHub commits and validator participation. The team is small but focused. They ship quietly and iteratively. This might not attract hype traders, but it sends a signal to serious investors. And yet, IXO is not without risk. Let us address the volatility and challenges. First, IXO's tokenomics are designed for long-term alignment, but this also means the circulating supply is still relatively low. As more tokens unlock, there could be short-term price pressure. Second, IXO is not immune to regulatory challenges. It operates in a space that bridges traditional finance, climate data, and tokenization. That makes it a target for overregulation, especially in regions that are still defining what constitutes a digital security. Third, IXO has competition. Projects like Region Network, Toucan Protocol, and even legacy players in the carbon credit market are building similar systems. So the question becomes, can IXO differentiate? This single decision could change everything. Because if IXO can become the protocol of choice for proof of impact data, it could lead an entirely new vertical in blockchain utility. Let us now break down the bull versus bear scenarios. In the bull case, IXO becomes the default infrastructure for tokenized impact data. As governments implement climate reporting requirements, IXO can serve as the verification backend. In this scenario, large ESG funds, development banks, and climate-focused, decentralized autonomous organizations integrate IXO into their reporting stacks. Token demand rises not because of hype, but because of utility. And that utility is recurring. Now the bear case, IXO fails to capture market share. Either a larger player like Chainlink or an Ethereum-based Oracle offers similar services and outcompetes on liquidity and brand. Or governments reject decentralized verification in favor of centralized auditors. In this case, IXO becomes a niche player. Still valuable, but not a breakout. What happens next might surprise you, because there are signs IXO is preparing for expansion. In early 2025, IXO proposed a multi-chain integration framework. This would allow its proof of impact modules to operate on Ethereum, Polkadot, and even enterprise blockchains. It is also upgrading its decentralized identity framework to comply with World Wide Web Consortium standards, making it easier for traditional institutions to adopt. The roadmap includes on-chain impact marketplaces, automated evaluation contracts, and impact mining incentives. These are not just buzzwords. They are protocol upgrades designed for traction, and traction is quietly happening. Now let us look at community and governance. IXO has a small but passionate community. Many are developers, sustainability experts, or data scientists. The decentralized autonomous organization structure is designed to be mission-aligned rather than purely speculative. Treasury proposals focus on protocol enhancements and real-world pilot programs. In 2024, the organization funded a project to track air quality in urban schools in South Africa. In 2025, it approved a grant for interoperable carbon scoring systems. This is not a meme-driven community, but it is highly aligned, and that alignment is valuable. So here is the final takeaway. Will IXO lead the next crypto cycle? Maybe not in the headlines, but quietly, strategically, it could, because it is not just riding a trend. It is building the infrastructure for what comes after the trend. A world where impact is verifiable, where outcomes have weight, and where blockchain becomes a tool for truth. If you value deep research like this, subscribe to Crypto Wayfarer. Stay sharp, stay strategic, and keep wayfaring.